Hey y'all, my name is Willie Lawson, and this is fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. Listen, I was cruising, through the interwebs this morning, and I saw an article on MSN.com written about a meeting of the elite of the higher education folks in Florida. They met in Tampa this past week, and they are really just taken aback by, I don't know, people telling them what they can and can't do. I don't know how else to put it. They are taken aback by people telling them what they can and cannot do. And I understand education, especially at the highest level, supposedly at the university level, has been left alone for years. It's just been left to do whatever the university people want to happen, whatever the culture is, whatever whatever wild stuff they think is okay to teach and to indoctrinate, and to push and to demand from students. They have been allowed to do. Well, now what they have, or what they're experiencing at this point, is they're experiencing what I call a reality check. And the reality check is that they are just public employees. And when I'm thinking about this, I think about public employees, people who work for the government, people who get paid from tax dollars, as basically all the same. All the same. They're all getting paid by the taxpayers to do a particular thing. So taxpayers, who are, or ultimately the boss, get to direct the path of the people that they pay for. I mean, in what other position, what other entity do the employees just decide, well, here's what we're going to do, here's what we're going to say, and the people who pay the bills don't have any word, don't have any say. We're starting to see this, of course, at the high school level, to a high school and middle school level, as well, where teachers and teacher union are just furious that some parent should have some say in what they teach. Do they have a degree in education? Well, they're really missing what's happening at the most base level. The most base level is simply this, and doesn't mean any disrespect to anybody, to your degree or to your intelligence or to your caring about kids. Nothing. This is basic. You work for this entity called taxpayers, and not all the taxpayers agree. It is nuts. It's like having we've all experienced having two supervisors who didn't necessarily like each other, and one would tell you one thing, and then one would tell you something else, and then you'd be in trouble with the first one. But what do you do because the second one told you to do this, and you are working for them? Yeah. Or some people have like co-owners in a business, and the owners aren't getting along, so they're using the employees as in their proxy war against one another. It's kind of what's going on in education. Really is. And you know what? I think it's been going on for a long time. But we're starting to see one side really start to step up their complaints of what the children are learning or hearing. And they're finally starting to speak up and speak out. So now there's this back and forth. Teachers, education have been like feral children. I know, what a horrible way to put that. But you've been like feral children. You've been able just to do whatever you wanted to. And then everybody was happy with it. It was like the emperor's new clothes. You were just happy, they were just, oh, teaching is, oh, you're so wonderful. Just thank you for helping my child because I'm too lazy to do it myself. When in reality, it doesn't make any sense why I can't add to my childhood education with information being easier. I mean, easier to find in this particular culture than ever, than ever. There's very little that I can't find information about, even with context, because I can look at this article, I can look at this article, and then we can mishmash it, we could do some stuff, and we could come out. The information is available. The information is available on almost everything. There is really nothing that is or should be taught in an eighth grade mathematics class that I can't find on YouTube in 5 minutes. Nothing. I mean, let me help y'all. Let me help y'all. The few teachers that I don't have many teacher friends anymore, but that's okay. There's nothing that should be taught in an eighth grade math class at any level, in a middle school math class that I can't find on YouTube in 5 minutes. Nothing. Whether it's algebra, whether it's geometry, whereas algebra 2, whatever we're calling algebra 2, there's nothing. So this idea that teachers need to get to decide, what they teach, and I, as a individual, a parent, a taxpayer, should have no say. Should have no say. Like somehow I have no position. That's the cat making noise. Like I have no position in this thing. It's like if I'm trying to sue somebody and I don't have a position, so they won't let me file the lawsuit because I have no position. Well, we do have a position because we're sending our most valuable thing that's in our lives to you for 7.5 hours a day. And that's my position. And what you don't get to do, teachers, and you don't get to do it at the elementary, middle, high school, or frankly, even at the collegiate level, is to do whatever you want. Why? Because you are a public employee, and this will offend them. Just like the guy who drives a big blue truck who empties my trash on Mondays and Thursdays. Your jobs are different. Both jobs are important. I mean, there's no way to say that both jobs aren't important. Both jobs are important. I need I need qualified, excited people to do both. Yes, I need the dude who picks up my trash to like his job. I need them to do a good job, because that way he'll do a good job. He'll be on time. He won't slack off. He won't be at my house at 9:30 at night talking about picking up some trash because he took a nap. He took a nap during his shift, or someone else had to do it because he took a nap or got drunk or just crashed and had an accident, crashed. I need people who are going to do it well, who are going to decide that they are going to be the professional. And part of being the professional that works for somebody else is that you have to remember that you work for somebody else. Teachers, the few that used to be my friends. I didn't know. I was in the school system for 15 years. I had a lot of teachers. I had a lot of people who I thought were my friends who were teachers. Um, but I don't think I had that many anymore because I had this viewpoint. And frankly, I always had this viewpoint. And now in my current job, I tell people all the time, I don't work for the students. I work with the students, but I work for their parents. I teach music privately. And I don't work for my students. I work with my students. I'm actually working for the people who are paying. And I'm okay with that because that's the only thing that makes sense. I trust that you will take this video in the spirit that it was given. Uh, Teaching is hard. Teaching at every level is very, very tough because students aren't very good. I will do a video about you students here in a little bit, but teaching is very, very difficult. Working for two bosses that disagree, or two supervisors that disagree on what you should be doing and how you should be doing it is very, very difficult. It is. That's why I say that I worked for 15 years in the school system, and that's why I didn't say I'm still working in the school system, because I'm not, because it's hard. I get it. And some of the stuff that you have to do, you didn't sign up for. You didn't sign up. But there's stuff that, years ago, 15, 30 years ago, I didn't sign up for that either. I didn't sign up for being threatened. I didn't sign up for being cussed out. I didn't sign up for any of that stuff. I didn't. I didn't sign up for some eighth grade boy to bow up at me like he wanted to hit me. I didn't sign up for that crap. I had to deal with it more than once. I had a special way to do it. It worked. So the second or third time it happened was just another day in paradise. But in any case, I understand how difficult the job is. But I think that you make it more difficult because you don't understand your position in it. Teachers, and if you have a teacher who's a friend still, show them this video, especially this part. We know your job is hard, but it can be made easier if you really understand who you're working for and listen to what they want and execute what they want, as opposed to what the culture wants or what you want even. If you work at a bakery and the recipe says 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, because that's the recipe, you can't decide that, well, you know what, I don't really like cinnamon, or I really like or vanilla. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And you say, I don't like vanilla, and you leave it out because you don't like it. You won't have a job there very long. No. Your job is to, like a musician, you play the tune. They put the tune in front of you and you play the tune. How do you play the tune? The best you can and as it's written. There's the connection. All right, we got to get out of here and make room for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.